So I came back. Yes, of course I came back for you. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you for repping Caitlin Clark, who's the absolute.
So, it's amazing how different somebody like Cynthia Cooper is to Sheryl Swoopes. They played together, but the difference in the hateration, the pettiness, the jealousy that comes from one former player versus the other former player is stark and radical.
With more grace than a ballerina on a hoverboard, Cynthia Cooper recently gave Caitlin Clark a whole bouquet of flowers and sparkles. But here's the real deal. Her former teammate Sheryl Swoopes, let's just say that her praise came with more shade than a solar eclipse. Is this WNBA appreciation or a petty soap opera in sneakers? Stay tuned as we break down the drama, enjoy some steaming hot tea, and discover why Cooper's elegant moment could be Swoopes' greatest triumph.
Clark. So we all know these WNBA veterans, for the most part, has not been very welcoming besides your Sue Birds, your Cheryl Millers, and a few others. But when it comes to Sheryl Swoopes and them, oh, they're some serial haters, bruh. Now, Lisa Leslie, she been all right, but she criticized the time too. But with all that being said, Cynthia Cooper made it her business to big up Caitlin Clark.
Cynthia Cooper, the basketball great, the first bucket getter, and the lady who essentially carried the early WNBA on her back like a rucksack full of trophies, just entered the conversation with some real grace. What did she do though? She applauded Caitlin Clark as excellent. This isn't simply a general, I'm fine compliment, it's genuine, intelligent, and kind. Imagine if instead of the foghorn sound that Sheryl Swoopes always makes whenever someone mentions Caitlin, someone would respond with appreciation upon seeing generational skill.
So this is Cynthia Cooper. This is one of the greatest WNBA players of all time. Again, somebody that is an absolute legend in their own.
Have you guys ever heard of Cynthia Cooper Dyke? Some consider her to be the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. She is a legend in women's basketball.
Let's unpack this circle now, shall we? Cynthia Cooper remarks, "Yep, this girl is special," as she observes Caitlin Clark in action. Given that she is a rookie with Sue Bird's vision, Steph Curry's range, and the poise of a 10-year veteran confined in a 22-year-old's body, Cooper remarks, "This is great for the sport." As this is going on, Sheryl Swoopes is in the corner trying to invalidate Clark's scoring records by using mathematical formulas that don't even exist, much like she's conducting her own WNBA version of Common Core.
Then Cynthia Cooper. Cynthia Cooper was sitting court and she had a lot to say about a certain somebody named Caitlin.
Remember when Swoopes said that Caitlin Clark wasn't actually the all-time NCAA scoring leader because she had been given an additional year? Well, that magical fifth year was something Clark never used since. Presumably, breaking records and not having the name Angel Reese Sheryl will require a thorough forensic investigation because she was essentially suggesting that Caitlin obtained her stats by using cheat codes, while Reese could go 2 for 11 with 6 turnovers, a foul for each limb, and Swoopes clapping as if she had just seen the Mona Lisa painted.
We say her stats are today, what?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But
that's crazy.
5.6
those are hell of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not dominating.
Yeah, it's only not dominating because she's a rookie.
Now,
if she's putting up numbers like Asia right now, would she be dominating?
Yes.
So it's about
Not to mention that when everyone else is seeing Caitlin light up the court with highlight reel assists and logo threes, Sheryl's analysis is overtly biased. Swoopes is on her own anti-Caitlin TED Talk tour, pretending as though she is violating national security standards by failing to see how obvious Caitlin Clark is at this particular moment.
But despite the attendance and viewership records, there seems to be some haterade in the league in regards to Clark starting with WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes herself.
While this is going on, Angel Reese, the player Sheryl loves to ride for, was recently moved out of her usual position because the Sky wants to score some points and possibly even win some games. Imagine that everyone in college thought Angel was elite when she was grabbing rebounds like a claw machine. Now that she's in a professional offense that doesn't reward missed layups and chasing bricks, the stat sheet is beginning to look less than historic. And let's not forget about ticket sales because nothing says impact like hard data. The WNBA revealed its initial numbers, and a shocking revelation. In addition to selling tickets, Caitlin Clark also sells leagues and in certain markets, draws crowds to NBA games. While Angel Ree is unable to give away tickets with a Drake meet and greet and a side of popcorn, let's pretend she is the one drawing all the attention. Remember last year, when Angel gave her Best Academy Award acceptance speech, explaining that Caitlin wasn't the only one drawing attention to the game? Well, that's when she went into awkward silence this year when someone asked her the same question. And she just stared at the ground as if it were an insult to her mother.
And I heard you gave me my flowers. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I got a little emotional. So I'm also gonna return this to you. One, because you deserve it.
Thank you.
As a Black woman, to watch you walk in your truth, regardless of what everybody says, how they feel. Perfect name for this podcast. I love how you just keep proving.
Angel Reese, 170,000. Her games continuously get the lowest viewed rating.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
How funny is this clip will go down in infamy. It will go down in history, right? Until she starts drawing the big numbers, this will always be the clip that gets used as in, oh, you really thought you were something.
Cynthia Cooper's decision to say, hey, maybe let's stop acting like Caitlin's greatness is a crime, is a refreshing change in the midst of Caitlin Clark's double NBA rookie numbers that make people double-check if they're reading NBA stat lines, breaking records left and right, doing interviews with class, and somehow still getting treated like she snuck into the league through the back door. It seems like everyone is so busy trying to protect their era that they forgot the goal was to grow the sport, not gatekeep it like a neighborhood HOA president on a power trip. Because true greatness doesn't feel threatened, it acknowledges and supports its successors. Therefore, it's that rare time when someone legendary truly acts like a legend by uplifting others. Sheryl, conversely, Swoopes continues to pout in the media as if someone had stolen her lunch. She acts as though giving Caitlin credit would erase her own legacy. But the truth is that you can commend a rising star without erasing the past. In fact, Swoopes is the only thing making her appear insignificant at the moment.
They don't want to say that. Yeah, they don't want to give it to us. I'm telling you, Caitlin Clark is an absolute truth. But maybe not. From all around basketball. Yeah. You can see her creating for others. Yes. You can see her shooting her shot. Yes. You can see her getting to the free throw. Yes. And make everybody else go.
The veggie seeing two people gaze at the same diamond makes Cynthia exclaim, "Wow, what a brilliant cut." Sheryl continues, "Well, actually it's probably cubic zirconia because I don't recognize the jeweler girl, please." In the meantime, Caitlin is not only altering the rules of the game, but also redefining what it means to be a WNBA star. More seats and butts, more TV deals, and more children sporting Indiana Fever jerseys. She's too good. And let's not forget that Caitlin doesn't even bite back, doesn't clap back at the shade, doesn't call out the double standards. She just drops 30 and keeps it moving. And that's what kills them. If that's not growth, I don't know what is. And yet we still have to act like we're in some courtroom trial every time her name comes up. She is elegant but assertive. While her team is modifying the offense, Angel is working extra hours on Instagram likes to avoid tripping over her own hype. If that handshake snub hadn't occurred, she would still be posting double-doubles in obscurity. And TikTok is trying to make Babu Barbie a thing, but she elevated her brand rather than the game. Conversely, Caitlin raised the bar for everyone else. She's the tide lifting all boats, and it's past time that people realize that.
Cynthia Cooper. Oh boy, I think she may have made Sheryl Swoopes a little bit salty. I can see it.
She averaged 31.6, 7.4 rebounds, 9 assists, right? Did anyone expect her to do that in WNBA?
Those three,
no, right? So she didn't do that. No. Now, if we say her stats are today, what?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
That's crazy.
5.6
those are hell of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not.
So here's a message to Sheryl Swoopes: if Cynthia Cooper can praise Caitlin Clark without sacrificing a single ounce of her own greatness, so can you. Or don't, but don't expect anyone to take your opinions seriously when they come with more salt than a McDonald's fry station. And to Caitlin, keep breaking records, keep staying silent when they throw shade, and keep being the player who doesn't need to scream she's the best because her game already does all the talking. Now someone hand Sheryl a stat sheet and a glass of humble juice. She's overdue, because let's be honest, if stats could talk, they'd be giving Caitlin Clark a standing ovation while slowly sideing Sheryl Swoopes like, "Ma'am, are you even reading us? Or are you just freestyling at this point?" The numbers aren't subtle. Caitlin's got more assists, more points, more viewership, and more impact than half the league combined, and still Swoopes is out here acting like Caitlin's somehow renting space in the WNBA instead of owning the damn zip code.
Cynthia Cooper won 4 straight WNBA championships. Some people call her the GOAT. She's a 2-time national champion winner. Now, Cynthia Cooper should be on Mount Rushmore, bro. When it comes to ballers and GOATs of the game, it gotta be Cynthia. 4 straight, bro. 4 straight. And that's all I'm gonna say. Now, she went on All the Smoke podcast, chopped it up with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes about Caitlin Clark.
In the meantime, every time Angel rebreathes, Swoopes practically throws her a parade. It's become so predictable that you could make it into a drinking game. Take a shot every time Sheryl compliments Reese's effort following a 3 for 12 shooting night. If she accuses the referees, finish the bottle if she succeeds in portraying Angel's fouling out of a game as a leadership moment. If nothing else, the woman is devoted to her delusion. However, Angel's numbers are dropping faster than a toddler on a wet slide. Rebounds, minutes getting chopped, defensive positioning changing like she's being auditioned for a new role she didn't ask for. And even Chicago Sky fans are muttering, "Oh, this wasn't what we signed up for." Caitlin Clark is still the public enemy #1 in the minds of bitter legends and salty Twitter accounts, because nothing agitates people more than a white girl from Iowa dropping dimes and draining threes like she's playing a video game on rookie mode. And the worst part is that she does it without drama. She's becoming that pricey designer bag you buy only to discover it doesn't match anything in your closet and holds less than your $10 tote. No yelling, no flexing, no needless drama, just pure surgical basketball.
Like Bree Hall, why wasn't she in that game per se? If you're still trying to figure out who's going to make the team, who you're going to cut.
Perhaps that's what irritates Sheryl so much, since Caitlin's brilliance doesn't require a spectacle, nor does she need to stomp, yell, or go viral for making fun of her game. It's pure, brutal, and happening in real time. She simply stated out that Caitlin Clark is the real deal, and that it's a terrific idea to recognize brilliance without attempting to change your own past. It almost seems as though legends may survive without becoming a Hunger Game driven by jealousy. And let's not overlook how the compliment from Cynthia Cooper immediately brought to light what everyone had been considering for months. Sheryl Swoopes had the opportunity to be the bigger person and share the limelight, even for a brief moment. But instead she doubled down on the Reese hype train despite the fact that it was leaking oil and stopped at a red light. And for what pride, ego, a deeply held dislike of Caitlin's
I
fan.
can see the salt. I can see the sweat beads coming out of Sheryl Swoopes' forehead right now, while her former teammate, who won 4 WNBA championships with her, 4, and she's getting on here and she's telling the world Caitlin Clark is the truth. I'm learning stuff sitting on the sidelines watching Caitlin.
You cannot claim to care about women's basketball's development while deliberately trying to discredit the one player who has contributed to the sport's greatest boom in decades, as the WNBA is currently experiencing. Let's pretend that Angel Ree brought all of that in with a comeback in a post-game eyebrow raise. While we're here, maybe we should also talk about how Caitlin has been handling all of this with a poise that makes politicians look sloppy. TV deals are growing, jerseys are flying off the shelves, arenas are selling out, and what's the common denominator? It starts with AC and ends with Caitlin Clark. In a world where everyone is hurrying to take sides like it's a WWE plot, the people criticizing her sound like they're about to cry into their championship rings. There are no clapbacks, petty subtweets or lengthy tirades on podcasts, just game after game of elite play and humble interviews. Some people continue to act as though giving Caitlin flowers will create their own legacy, despite the fact that she is simply playing basketball at a historic level for record-breaking audiences.